Alright guys, today we're going to discuss an advanced tactic that I affectionately call break stuff. You've probably seen me do it before. When it comes to walls or blocking terrain on a map, I just won't have it. It's got to be destroyed. I'm why we can't have nice things. So, and I do this mainly because in the past it has actually won me a game, specifically a tournament. An action of breaking a wall as well as busting objects happened to win me a bat cave back in the day. So I've since learned that your opponent will feel secure and safe hiding behind a wall, and you just need to show them that they're not. They're just not safe there. So the first thing to keep in mind about breaking stuff is that you have to deal 3 damage to the wall or blocking terrain or object, with the exception of an ultra heavy, which requires 4 damage to destroy the item. It is a power action. You basically do an attack that you do not have to roll. You just deal 3 damage to that. And then when it comes to destroying a wall, your line of fire has to cross through the wall, and it has to be able to, your range has to be able to reach the square behind the wall. So your line of fire has to cross between the square in front and the square behind, and you have to have range to reach the square behind the wall. So watch your lines of fire, especially on the direct diagonals, because you may not actually be able to reach the square you're looking for. For example, if I was a direct diagonal, we'll say here, if I'm drawing the direct diagonal, I'm not actually drawing a line through this square to this square, so I would not be able to destroy that wall on the direct diagonal. To kind of illustrate this further, say I want to blow out this wall here so I can target Spider-Man. I've got the direct diagonal here, but when I try and blow up this wall in front of Spider-Man, my line of fire has to pass through this square as well as being able to target this square here. My direct line of fire does not. It crosses the intersection point here, so it does not cross this square, therefore I cannot destroy this wall. I could do this one because I could draw to here, which crosses, my line will cross here and here, but I would not be able to do that one because it's outside that, my line of fire does not cross that square because of the direct line. So keep that in mind when attempting to destroy walls. But when it comes to blocking terrain, all you have to do is be able to target the square that it's in, deal it 3 damage, same with an object. So let's cover the false sense of security that most people have when it comes to walls, blocking terrain, and even in this case, hiding on an object. Batman feels plenty safe there because he's stealthy and can't be targeted from where he's at from range attacks. So he's thinking I have to come base him. If I have Miss Marvel come in with hypersonic, and I can either punch Batman with his 17 with combat reflexes, or with her 4 damage, I don't even have to roll, and I can just punch the object and then finish my hypersonic speed and get out of the way, and then have Bedovian ready to shoot Batman. Granted, I still have this hindering here, say it was not there, say it was there. No longer has the object to hide under, and I can shoot him for what would be a possibly 5 damage with Bedovian. Another option is, because Miss Marvel has super strength and hypersonic, I can just come by and pick up the object and walk away with it, leaving Batman out in the open. Now, again, to destroy an ultra heavy, that has to be 4 damage. If Batman were on a light object, it would only take 3 to destroy that object and leave him out in the open. So if your opponent thinks that, I'm going to put this object here and use it for stealth, make him pay for it. Destroy that object, and then his stealth guy is out there in no man's land with nothing to hide behind. Coming back to our walls, our Spider-Man here thinks he's safe behind this wall where I can't shoot him with Bedovian. So again, we'll just have Miss Marvel run in. She'll then, I can close combat, attack the wall, or range combat. She'll just do close because she doesn't have any range. I would have to do it here and then finish my hypersonic or getting away. And now I have a clear, hindered line of fire to Spider-Man. When you destroy a wall, you put a hindering terrain token on either side of the wall to show the rubble from the wall being destroyed. But now Spider-Man is open and ready to be shot by Bedovian. This could also go the other way around. If, say, I didn't have enough movement, I'll probably have to be all the way over here to get to him with hypersonic speed, and I want to be closer to my support, I could just have Bedovian, let's say it's this wall here, assuming I have the proper lines. See, here we go. My line of fire, if I try and target this square here, it does cross this line here because of the angle I believe. Probably not. We'll just say I'm here, make life easy. And blow up the wall, and then Miss Marvel can come up and stand in the hindering terrain and punch him, when normally if you're behind a wall, if this was a complete wall, I wouldn't be able to get to him. So again, hiding behind a wall is not as secure as most people would think it to be. A lot of people won't take the time to do what they feel is wasting action to blow up a wall or an object or blocking terrain. But when you do, it can result in good things for you. Same with Devil Dino over here, thinking he's safe hiding behind the blocking terrain. We'll just put him, we'll say here, and then I've got Dovey in here. I can have Miss Marvel run in, blow up the terrain, and now Devil Dino is able to be shot, and he thought he was safe hiding behind that terrain, as well as if my movement for Miss Marvel would only allow me to get to that square, you know, say it was here, if that was my maximum movement, if Dovey blows up that blocking terrain, she could then stand there and punch him, which he's no longer safe because he was using that blocking terrain to reduce the my movement, so I couldn't base him. So really, destroying terrain is what I would consider a more advanced tactic, because it's something I pull out when I need some additional help to break somebody's strategy, because they're relying on something that they feel I won't take the time to destroy, and when I do, well, it destroys their world. So one other thing, I forgot to grab a character with telekinesis. We'll just say it's Batman. You can TK an object and hit somebody with it, even if they're standing on it, destroying the object. If Spider-Man was stealth, ruining their stealth option. You can TK the object away and just move it, again, ruining their stealth option. Or you can TK an object onto somebody to hit them while they're in stealth, because you're targeting the square and not the character for line of fire, dealing them more damage there. So again, hiding in the terrain, using objects, destroying them in combat to use them to your advantage, and you know, just overall breaking stuff and making it more difficult for your opponent to rely on the map. Some other effects that are available in this instance, Juggernaut is able to move, ignoring blocking terrain and destroying it as he passes through it. So he can just run through and destroy terrain as part of his movement action. And as he does, somebody else can follow along behind and gain that line of fire. You also have Shocker, who has destroy blocking terrain for his line of fire. And the way that that works is he ignores blocking terrain for his line of fire. Say he was drawing a line of fire to Power Man here. So when he draws his line of fire, any square that his line of fire passes through, he ignores that blocking terrain for that action, but afterward he then destroys it. So if my line of fire passed through both of these walls, they will both be destroyed after I made an attack, whether I hit or not. The terrain is still destroyed, which leaves the opportunity for another character to come in and take a follow-up shot. So really overall, you know, trying to rely on terrain to protect you can be good, but it's not something I normally try and do, because it's just as simple as one attack to destroy that terrain, and then I'm out there in the open and ripe for the picking. So again, to recap, blow up walls, blow up objects, blow up blocking terrain, use your abilities to move through walls and break walls, use your line of fire to destroy walls after moving through them, pick up your objects and hit your opponents with them, destroy the objects if they're standing on them, TK the objects out from underneath them and hit them with them, and just really make it so that their misguided belief that their terrain keeps them safe is something that's going to get them the big loss and brings you to the win. So I hope this was helpful information to you guys. Again, this is something that's been labeled classic Mikeneto. You'll hear it in our battle boxes when I just have to break the terrain to make it a little more to my advantage. Don't be afraid to do it. It's not a waste when done properly, and it can really bring you to the win. But until next time, guys, remember, strike first and strike hard.